Can I send you the Wooly versus playthrough of this series?
Sure, I didn't know they had one.
They do. And they do kind of what we do, except it's Reggie, who we were all cheering for at MagFest. By the way, when you walk into a panel that's not for a person, and like he's just one of the side people, and then he gets cheered for at the panel. We all love Reggie.
I don't even know him.
Wooly has dreads. Reggie has a fro. I will start sending you some shit like the clips on YouTube.
Okay.
I will turn you into a convert.
Fair enough.
Since I don't really watch, they just started a playthrough of Cyberpunk. I'm like 4 episodes behind on that one. I was caught up. But
well, you're also playing it for yourself.
I am. I am streaming it too, which has been a lot of fun. Maybe we get through this and we get through Deus Ex. Maybe Cyberpunk will go on the table.
All right.
Maybe. Because I figured that'd be one where we could like build a character together and like FemV.
Always FemV.
Good to see you. You've been with C-Sec a while. Have you seen much action? Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I feel like we've seen at least the same amount of action.
I don't know. Because like, would he have fought in First Contact?
No, I think he's around the same age as us.
Okay.
Turians live for about the same length of time as humans.
So, but he's only in CSEC. You're a military officer. I would expect you to see more. That would be like me
mandatory military service for all Turians once they reach the age of like 14.
Okay, maybe.
They get swept off to boot camp at like 14.
Okay, fair enough. They're Acadian. At 5 years old, you can strip Alaska.
They're Romans, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Acadians are that too.
Anything in particular that stands out? I remember this Solarian.
So I mean, in terms of like straight up, I'm sure. I imagine that Garrus would probably seen more, because you enlisted at 18, and let's say that boot camp is, or basic is like what?
Basic is 3. All right, so assuming it's still thing.
It's actually probably longer because you have to go through like space acclimation training and everything.
So I'm gonna. Well, no. Did we pick colony? We were a colonist.
We were a colonist.
So we wouldn't even.
We'd be spaces. Yeah.
So we would probably have.
What happened?
I'm gonna say 6 to 8 months of training for basic.
Is that like combat training or? Like...
That's just combat training.
Okay.
That's how to be a soldier. That's acclimating to life. Probably like a couple other things like life on a ship or what have you.
Right.
And then I would probably say after that, it would be, you know, what you were a super soldier, right? You had the biotics.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what kind of training they would give you, but it would probably be like combat training for that, because I'm betting you would have gone to school for your biotic enhancements already.
Right.
So that's probably already in there. Yeah, so probably add on another year to that. So you probably would go in at 18, come out at 20.
Got you.
Maybe another, like, so it might be like 2 years of solid, whereas like for me, for being like combat to military police was like 6 months. So it's like 3 months training for a police officer, 3 months training for that stuff, and like the 3 months is like you have your law stuff, you have your this is how you do that, this is how you do your stuff for like blah 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 for like just being a police officer, and then after that you have your QRF, which is quick reaction force, which is because you do pull a lot of base security. So it's like QRF is where you're being like an embassy is being attacked.
Got you.
The Marines there would guard it,
right?
But like
until you got there,
QRF would be like, we're gonna be there quick, fast, in a hurry.
You're kidding, right?
Or then you get what happened in the whole thing, like 48 hours or bullshit. That was about the things with what's her name's emails. Africa.
Oh, you're talking Black Hawk Down?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nah. That's a whole other debacle. I'm gonna let you go to this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go quick.
Huh? Okay.
Some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Good thinking. Lackeys are always easier.
God, thank fuck he's gone.
Exactly.
Oh, can't stand that.
One of my detainees.
A kid.
Bleeding profusely during the interview. I ordered a full exam. That was our big problem.
I am gonna jump through this though, because all of this is just setting up for the quest that's being given. Do 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 do.
I hope he got
Whoops.
That's the worst
Oh,
part. By the time I found out,
But you
I
and
ordered Citadel to
come on now.
reward him. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. You just used them.
Shoot
no,
down.
you can't get him all.
No, but all they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't.
You're back.
This is a small
Yes.
price to pay to start.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
exactly. Could've stopped.
That's good. Thanks for telling me.
I got
Did you want the pillow? Is that
I'm
easier for-
good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, thank you.
This has become so clutch. So for those of you guys who don't know, I have it's called a Valari gaming pillow, and it sits in a like semicircle around you in the front, so that way when you like sit up or lean forward, like you still in something comfortable. It helps me keep better posture.
Got you.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat.
I love Rex so much.
I do too.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I like that this does combine like a little bit of Star Trek
In what
into
way?
it. Like it's not quite Star Trek. It's like Star Trek after everything's already been established.
To the war.
Got you.
The other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the
But yeah, so I think if you go back, going back, I think about 2 years,
so we're
probably for basic Turians. I would for the Turian, I doubt that it's for me. It would probably be like military academy and military school, where you would still be.
Yes, because the military is just so inextricably tied with their society. So I mean, he was. Let's see, he was like in like some sort of engineering corps.
Yeah.
He would be like doing shit like that in the military, but he'd also be like placing sidewalks and
Yes.
like doing like public works and stuff. So yeah, maybe they do probably have the same amount of combat experience, because if we're saying that Shepard got out of basic in like 2022, around there, that would only be less than 10 years.
And I would also see it as like, hey, the Turian, like pirates and stuff like that, probably preyed on humans because they were
Right.
seen weaker,
The new
whereas
ones,
Turians are
yeah.
like, fuck, I don't want to really get involved
Exactly,
with
yeah.
that. So I could see her having more experience purely because of that. And
Oh, and I mean, we also know that she
we didn't have
at least
numbers to go.
had one really
bad
intense
incident happened,
campaign. Yeah.
The Genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted
oh, no,
to
something happened
talk.
outside. Something happened to Carmax.
We met in the halls, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from.
Give me one more second. Let me go grab my chapstick.
Okay.
It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be.
Yeah, I know that's right. Get yourself some water too.
Forbidden.
I said get yourself some water.
Sounds like
Okay.
a trap to me. You
I
must-
did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
We talked, but we didn't get any. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. I escaped with my... That is why I left. And that's why I'll never go back.
You must have family other than
You're trying to make me cry, Shepard. I've got some unfinished business with my family. But
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father.
Whoops.
I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after
There you
the
go.
uprising.
What's so important about this?
Water
It's
bottle.
a relic.
Indeed, that's exactly what it is.
Really. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war.
I like how he's like, I can't believe our family used to wear it. I also am like, is it just like plate mail at this point? Like,
Honestly,
family
it might
suit of
be.
armor?
Relics from
He said it's been in his hand. I think he said for 5 generations, so
selling Krogan artifacts
at least 5,000 years.
by people.
Oh, they live 1,000 years too? Ken?
I think they can live up to like 14, like 12 or 14. Because in Andromeda, there's a character. and he-
14,000 years?
1400 years.
Okay.
Sorry.
My family's armor.
who I think he said he's pushing like 1400, and he is at like the very end of his life.
To your nav system. But Commander,
It's cool as fuck though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'd be excited to go into Andromeda and see what like that also has to it.
It's a fun game. I mean, it is not the trilogy, and that's totally fine. That's not what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it's more Mass Effect, and that's always fun. The combat in that game is amazing. It is so much fun.
That's why, like, this one for me would be like if you were to play KOTOR. KOTOR would feel kind of like this, or like an early version of Dragon Age.
Okay.
Whereas like the new Dragon Age kind of plays a little bit more hack and slashy.
Yeah.
It plays more like Kingdoms of Amalur, which by the way you'd probably enjoy. But it doesn't feel as, but like the second game is not going to feel as much like an RPG like this game.
Gotcha.
And like the third game probably feels less like an RPG than the second game.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah. I wonder if you could find that doctor's ship, if you like.
If you just went looking for it.
Yeah.
You might, honestly.
Kepler Verge. Yeah, I think I found like most of the Prothean stuff already, and a lot of the like Turian markings and things like that.
I've never completed those ones.
I can understand why they got rid of the Mako in the second game after
You get the
playing this
hammerhead.
game. You do?
Yeah, and it was with one of the DLCs, but
Okay.
because we have the Legendary Edition, it comes with all the DLCs and everything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's made of tissue paper, and it goes really fast. It has homing missiles, but it's made of tissue paper.
But I can understand like why they don't have you like explore a planet that way, and it's
Yeah.
like, hey, just go here, probe this planet.
Right.
I like that a lot of planets are just uninhabitable. Like honestly, yeah, that makes sense. Like it's space is a lot of rocks.
Basically, yeah.
Whereas like there's a lot of terraforming in Warhammer. A lot of like the humankind has a billion worlds. They're just not connected. So you go to some planets and it's like the feudal era. And like you'll be walking around with your spacesuit and las gun, and people have like, I have swords and pitchforks.
Huh.
And you're like, okay.
Okay, well.
What is he supposed to be making the thaw thingies?
Christ. No, I just think they reused.
Reuse the assets.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like experiments, but I'm like, you look similar to and behave like. If that made sense.
Yeah.
It's okay if you can't beat it on extreme. Was that slap at your pride?
A little bit.
Oh, okay. I was like, that pause, guys, that pregnant pause was me being oblivious and like looking over.
I know.
What are we doing? And Nick being like, oh, like there you go.
This isn't even the game that I have to switch the difficulty on. There's a part in 2 that just always kicks my ass.
That's
on
okay.
Insanity.
I'll be playing too.
Yeah.
And you know what I'll play it on? Normal.
That's totally fine. That's I drop it down to casual. Honestly, just get that shit out of the way. What the fuck was I doing? Oh, I remember. Okay. Oh, that's not right. Ah, sorry.
I wish the shotguns felt better.
I would have to agree.
But I also think like shotguns in most games don't feel good. I've played 2 games where the shotgun feels good. One of them being Halo, the other one being Killzone.
What makes them feel good to you?
Halo, it has the stopping power,
Gotcha.
and it's really good. And in Killzone, it's just a SPOS 12 that is very stupid and SPOS 12y. But
Okay.
then it has a double section fire where you unload a double slug in it, even though it's not a double
Nice.
barrel, so it doesn't make sense. But it's one of the weapons in the game when you play it, and if you get up on an enemy, and it's one of the more broken ones, if you watch one of the bullets, the hitbox, like the pellets hit the head, the enemy just drops. It doesn't matter, and it's just like no, that pellet counted as a headshot.
Full power pellet, yeah.
Now, granted, it does have some stupid enemies in that game that like, and that's why I would be like, hey, we're gonna play Killzone. I'm gonna play the first one because the first one is rough. You can tell that this is a
A lot of
company that's
jank,
like,
yeah.
like it's like they made not like War 69 Vietnam or something like that. Like they
Who made it?
Guerrilla, the guys who made Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah,
didn't
both
know
of those you should play. Because they are great.
And I can do that because I have a PlayStation.
You have a PlayStation.
You know that one? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for saving me from those things.
Commander, that's him. That's Dr. Saleon.
What? My name is Hart. Dr. Hart. Please, get me out of here.
Are you sure it's him?
I know it's him because that's what his subtitle says.
There's no escape this time, Doctor. I'd harvest your organs first, but we don't have the time.
You're crazy. He's crazy. Please, don't let him do this to me.
Finish him.
Put him out of his misery so we can get going.
Gladly. Your days of butchering are over, Doctor.
No! Please! Please!
He just runs too.
Satisfied.
Good.
It's launched him.
Remember that feeling. That's how it should be.
I will, Commander.
Yeah, I went the other way on that one. Like kill him, and he was like, "Yeah, this is it." And then I was like, also like,
Oh, hold on, crazy.
you're kind of like, I want you to understand something that you got that feeling, but anyone whose family or had to bury somebody, none of them got that.
Right.
So I want you to please understand that like your selfishness wasn't good.
You
And,
did
like,
not do a good thing here today.
Yeah. And I didn't mean it like as a super like I didn't mean it to be like super bad, but I'm also like, dude, you need to be checked.
He does.
Like everyone talks about how great you are. Everyone took body pillows of you to restaurants when the second game came
Yeah.
out, and they could romance you.
I just like him as a character. He's just, best bro Garrus.
I can understand that. I can see that,
Mm-hmm.
just not yet.
Yeah, he comes more into his own in the second game.
And that's what a lot of people have said. Sometimes it's just overkill. Firestorm.
It's a flat downgrade for everybody.
Yeah. Right now,
That
if it's
sucks,
not
too.
over 200, I don't
Yeah.
equip it. Like, nobody gets it. Excuse me, sorry.
No problem.
I don't know if I got both of those.
That was easy.
Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
Too easy.
I love the tungsten rounds.
I do too.
Yeah, I think Shredder is currently attached to my shotgun, and then tungsten and everything else is to my pistol.
Got you.
So I'm like, well, if I get someone down, switch over to the shotgun, and now it's like,
Mm-hmm. Trash that, trash that. Okay. Oops.
it's amazing how much faster you've like gone through all of this compared to me. I remember this taking me like 15, 20. Like I spent like an afternoon. I think I spent Saturday or Thursday or something, like when I had to stay home for something, and here, and I did all of these side quests. I think it took me like 3 to 4 hours, and like you're like 10 minutes. We're an hour into this, and you've already completed like 3 quests, had conversations. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you've beaten this game.
I have beaten
lot.
this game in a crazy amount of times. I love this game. I love this series.
Yeah, I was an edgy teenager when the series came out, and I was like, That's dumb. Why would you have numbers in your gun game? RPGs are dumb. Boss fights should go away.
That's just incorrect.
Look, Teenage Chris was dumb. Teenage Chris thought he had nuanced ideas. Teenage Chris did not have nuanced ideas.
For real. Teenage Nick wasn't much smarter either. Dude was a fucking dummy.
The thing is, I also didn't grow up with video games, so like I never saw a hype boss fight from Devil May Cry, but my friends got to see who were playing like Japanese games. So like I got introduced into gaming into the American Western side. They all got the Eastern side, and now as an adult, I'm like, oh, that's a cool boss fight. Oh, I'm really excited for this.
Yeah. Boss fights are cool.
Yeah, good ones. Good ones are cool.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like I just remember getting frustrated at Beautiful Joe's bosses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was just because I didn't understand. I wasn't fully exposed to that. But to this day, like I just want a Beautiful Joe remake. Like,
you really do. You were on about that yesterday too.
I almost went back and got the soundtrack.
Really?
There was a lo-fi Beautiful Joe soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
And I almost got it. And I'm just hoping that does not stay locked. Because like Sony should get it too. Because the PS2 version, there was a side campaign where you played as Dante.
In that game?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it wasn't in the GameCube version.
That would make sense. Was there anything for the GameCube version, or
not that I know of? I think. Oh, you might have gotten an Okami thing.
Okami?
Yeah.
Was that?
I think Okami came out before Beautiful Joe.
It came out. No, it did not.
It did not.
No, because it came out on the Wii.
Okami originally came out on the GameCube.
I do not believe
you continue playing. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. I will look it up and show you.
Do not believe you for a second.
Yeah. You know what?
What?
I love you.
I love you too.